Hey guys, how you doing? Just wanted to put out a video for you here. Not sure how many guys can relate to this, and it's gonna be a long video. I kind of hate to put out a long video that probably most people not gonna be able to relate to. Certainly, guys that I used to play with all the time in my platoon in clan. It's way back pre 6.0. You just couldn't relate to it and were shocked, when they would stick around say after they died and watched, your progression in a match. And, as I said before in my other videos, guys, friends of mine expressed, shock, how badly I was targeted and focused, and the team just went like crazy trying to get me out of the game. It happened from the very beginning of this game to me. As soon as I started playing it, it's just kind of like an irrational obsession of taking me out. And they couldn't relate to it until they one of my buddies said, I heard you talking about this, but I never thought it was that bad, he said, right? Until I seen occasions of it for himself, right? So it's a long video that I'm not sure too many people are going to be able to relate to, but that's something I gotta talk about, even if it's just to get it off my chest. And I'm going to try and offer solutions that would help a player like me if somebody is undergoing the same kind of constant scrutiny, constant fire, especially by artillery. But not just by artillery, but this is going to mainly focus on artillery. And I was thinking of doing a compilation video of just as soon as I'm spotted being taken out by artillery, and just putting together minute and a half, 2-minute snippets as soon as I'm getting spotted and getting targeted. This video here will contain some of that, but virtually as soon as I'm spotted and I get all this attention on me, in some cases I'm rendered virtually useless. And I gotta play with my face pushed up against a rock. Meantime, the guys around me are free who are in more dangerous tanks than me. You'll see in a second as this particular game here example plays out. But the enemy team is quite content, and the artillery guy, he's got nobody else in his sights for me. So I gotta keep my... There's no place that's artillery safe, thanks to the trajectory, ridiculous trajectory that wargaming has given to them in this game. There's really no place to that's safe for them to hide, right? See, I'm going to show you in this video, just take note, he's going to look at nobody else but me. And when I'm gone, when the object of his hatred and his targeting is gone, he switches from shooting on the side. He doesn't even shoot at these other guys anymore. See, there I am gone. Now I'm not going to break away, I'm just going to skip in time here, but I'm going to focus on this side of the map and show you that there's some dangerous tanks over here, including a TD. It's actually 3 TDs on this side of the map who are spotted But they're not getting fired at by this artillery guy anymore. He got who he wanted, right? As I've said in other videos, he got who he wanted. He's moved on somewhere else. So just check it. Let's see what's happening on the other side of the map. And the artillery guy is gonna get 2 kills in this match, and obviously one of them was me. So we have a big lead here. When I died, we had the lead. And this is another common thing that I try to show in my videos, that when I get focused out, the team gets eliminated. Here's an E4. He's clearly spotted an extremely dangerous tank, one of my favorites anyway. And there's no artillery shots coming his way or to the other TD. That is also clearly still spotted. Look at his indicators on. He's not only spotted, he's being targeted, but not by artillery. The artillery one never went off on any of those tanks after I was gone. On the same side of the map that I was getting shot at. So often in my videos, I'm trying to prove a point, right? I'm trying to show you a point. That is... Not just say it, say, hey, I'm targeted badly here. It's hard for me to even survive a winning match. That's how badly I'm targeting in this game. Sorry. And, so I'm offering a video proof, again, video evidence to back up what I'm saying, rather than just say it. Look at this guy. He's in they're all over the enemy's base, and it's not till the very end there that I think that Badger gets shot at by the enemy artillery still alive. I don't know if it shows it here, I can't remember, but either way, we went from having a huge lead to, now it's even, and as you watch it play out, you'll see the end result, which is often the end result of games I'm in after I'm singled out for destruction, and what happens to my team afterwards. Which leads me to some some points I wanted to bring up that might offer solutions that Wargaming will never ever look at. And they're not going to change anything with this game now. This game is loaded with bots now. Why should they? We're not investing. This Panzer girls and Panzer enemy thing. I notice it's almost over, and guys haven't completed it yet. As a group, we haven't completed it on console. So what does that tell you about the numbers, right? I did a video. My last video was on the number of bots comprise this game now, right? People aren't playing it. So I doubt the Wargaming is going to do anything to try and fix it. At this point, they've let it go way too long. But if they were to fix it, why not fix artillery once and for all? They kept promising they're gonna fix it, and then what do? They make it even more powerful, so that a guy like me, doesn't have a chance, because they focus. It's a small community, right? I would never suggest that it takes skill to play as an artillery player. It takes no skill whatsoever. Sorry. I don't mind saying that because it's true. But the difference between a good artillery player and a bad artillery player is a good artillery player, being smart. If he's smart, he knows where to shoot. And if he's really smart, he knows. It'd be in a small community. He knows who to shoot. Right? He's looking for a name. It's a small community. These guys know who I am. That is some of the videos I'm most proud of. But often don't get a lot of views. They're ones where I've under artillery fire. And the reason I included this game here, right here in this US Tier 10 light tank, is everybody on the map is kind of on the other side. Oh, especially at the beginning. But as soon as I'm spotted over here, the artillery guy, he's focusing his fire now on the side of the map where I am, not where the rest of the team is. Amazing. But this happens to me all the time. He's worried about me in a light tank over here, where there's other guys. You'll see right up to the very end of this match. He's not even looking at those guys on the other side. We're closing in on him. He wants to take me specifically. And I'm just trying to stay alive here. Between that and the Tourette. I'm just trying to stay alive and actually, eventually I'll come. But look at all the tanks that are left on my team, and that artillery guy, he's not carrying it at least. And I've heard all the excuses. It's because you're in the TV, it's because you're this, it's because you're that. Well, no, I get focused no matter what I'm in. No matter where I am on the map. Everybody's on the other side. Why is he shooting over here? Because he sees me. He sees my name. So, why can't they remove names? Right, so all that shows up when he's staring over here is XM551 light tank. And that's all the information he's given. When guys were, CCs were showing off this Project Cold War PC, the PC Project Cold War, not our Cold War, but it's like a whole new game, right? Where there's agents. You see the name of the agent, in other words, the name of the tank. But one thing, one of the guys CC's noted, and I watched a lot of those videos, is that no name showed up. Just the name of the agent. In other words, just the name of the tank. Now, guys can still figure out who you are, but they have to dig into the menu there and look, and see, which guys were driving which agents. But if there was more than one, when they're looking on their screen, there's no way for them to tell, oh, this is that CC in that agent, rather than just some other guy playing, one of those agent tanks. Right, so he had no way of figuring out. Eventually, if the other one dies, he can figure out, okay, that's it. That guy is playing that agent tank. You understand what I mean? They could do the same thing here. Of course, they're not going to. In this game, I'm focused so hard, so bad. And this is just an example. This is just, so I forgot to point out. This is all from just one day's gameplay. The only thing separating these games, some of them are consecutive, and there's another one where there's just a couple games in between. So it's all just from one day's gameplay. And I could do this all day, literally, every single day. Show you example after example of this, because this is what happens to me in Movie Tennis console. As soon as I'm spotted, I am rendered absolutely useless in this game. Because I'm pinned. I'm pinned. Just watch. I try and go every which way I can to try and do something, try and get something done. But I'm telling you, just watch carefully. They never take their eyes off of me. So if they fixed artillery, right? If they artillery used to be a massive hit. If you got hit, it would take off a massive amount of hit points. Now they reduced the amount of damage it does, but they increased the accuracy. Number one major problem, and they increased the rate of fire. See, I'm spotted now. I'm under fire, and I try maneuvering every which way I can to try and get away and be able to do something, but they don't let me. That's how overpowered artillery is in this game. Artillery's always been overpowered. They made it worse when they changed it so that they can shoot faster and more accurately. So in other words, their DPM stayed the same. You know, another way they could fix this game and help a guy like me, you know, instead of being nullified. When I'm nullified from the scoreboard too. And that's not fair. The enemy team is focusing that much time and attention on one guy. And their most dangerous vehicles in the game, the artillery pieces, are the most dangerous pieces in every single game. A lot of you might argue with that, but it's true. Now, if those two most dangerous pieces are always focused on one guy, what does that mean for the friendly team? It means they're not getting shot at by them, right? They're free to roam, as we saw in that last one. They're free to shoot. You know, they don't have to be as cautious, as careful. They should be able to do something. The difference between good teams and bad teams when I play is the team that can take advantage of, hey, that guy's being shot at. That means, duh, they're not shooting at me, right? They're shooting at him, they're not shooting at me. That means I'm free to do something. Isn't that just common sense? But the teams I'm usually on are so bad, they don't take advantage of that. So, if you watch a replay, it's been a while since I've watched replays, but it used to be that. I'm assuming it still is. And the replays, I was shocked myself to see the number of times that guys were spotting me out, were asking for direct fire to come upon me. You know, I lived the experience, but I was shocked when I watched the replay. So that means I asked for something a long time ago, and they still had forums. An idea I called times targeted. So that means when guys are pinging you to request fire upon you, you should be rewarded for that. That's what I suggested. You should be rewarded for that. Times targeted, I called it. Years ago, 8 years ago in the forums, I was asking for this. Because, again, I have videos on this if you want to check them out. My assertion is, if you're next to me, you're safe. See that guy who scooted across? Did you see that? He shot at me. And there's only one artillery guy left on the enemy team, but he wants to get me. And I'm having trouble getting anything done here. So if they're not shooting at you, then I've had guys who just all they did was stick close to me, and they racked up huge gains, even though it may be a loss. But they personally had huge gains. Why? Because they weren't getting shot at. And again, I have video evidence of that. You just want to check out my channel. And not cherry picking, I could do that all the time too. But I have put some examples of it up on YouTube and what I'm talking about. Another way they could improve the game is by spotting. You say, well, spotting already is rewarded. But spotting in itself should be rewarded more. I could be in anything, in a TV, and get the most spotting on my team. Because my teams are so hopeless. They all bury themselves back in a back corner and they don't do anything. Right? So it's easy for me to get, because I go forward, to get spotting. But here, when your team is so far back that they can't even shoot, or don't want to shoot, at the players that you're spotting, you're getting no spotting damage. Right? If you're on a crap team that is not moving forward to shoot, you could spot the entire enemy team and get virtually, well, next to nothing for it. See, it doesn't matter which side of this rock I go to, this guy's looking for me. He keeps looking for me. Just keep watching. No matter where I go, he is searching for me. Every time I get lit up again, an artillery shot is flying my way. So time's targeted. They could implement something like that. Of course they're not going to. They're not going to do anything. They're useless in those offices, right? They could care less about trying to improve their game. They don't even play this game. Right? They look at their analytics, their numbers, oh, this tank's improving. This tank's doing well, this tank's not doing so well, we'll buffer it a little bit. Trajectory will nerf that one a little bit over there. But if they actually played the game, they would understand what the problems are in the game, in their own game. But they don't. We have a lead now. Watch what happens. I make a big boo-boo. And then watch how, just as I'm talking here, watch what's happening in the gameplay after I make my big boo-boo. What happens to the team. Next is blocking shots. Right? You get blocked, damage blocked. Okay, this is also an indicator that should be rewarded more than what it is. If they're shooting at me, I should be rewarded for that. If I'm getting pinged constantly, in the replays, now watch the replays, they're pinging me for shots over and over and over. They're asking for fire to be directed at me. Shouldn't I be rewarded for that? There's a limited number of guns on the enemy team, and if they're focused on one guy, doesn't that mean that, isn't that helping my teammates? Of course it is. But of course, wargaming, they're just fucking programmers, right? They don't understand what any of this shit means. I could talk till I'm blue in the face, and they wouldn't even understand what the hell is this guy talking? They don't know. Fucking mouse and keyboard geeks, right? Not to insult, guys, who that's their job, mouse and keyboard, but fix this freaking game, or make you know, just bring out this Project Cold War that you're working on. You know, are they trying to destroy this game with all the bots that are in it now? They're trying to destroy it for it to, so that people will, like me, will jump on this Project Cold War, or whatever it's called when it comes out on consoles. When it comes out, even if they just remove the names, right? When people are staring at you, they can't tell what your name is. They just see, in this particular instance, they just see AAT60. They don't see the guy's name that's driving it. They just see AAT60. Now, at this point in the game, they'll all, because everybody's being eliminated, they'll be able to figure out who's driving that tank. But he's the last one left anyway, right? Of course they're going to shoot at him. Anyhow, guys, thanks for bearing with the rant once again. As I said, I don't think Wargaming at this point gives two shits about this game. They certainly don't, I don't think, care as much about it as the guys who play it, the guys who've sunk time and money into it like I have. But yeah, it's pretty hard to do anything when these artillery guys are focusing you out. And the smart ones know who to shoot at. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Get you next time, hopefully.